Hello, my name is Lisa. I'd like to welcome you to my home. This is my channel about creating, and I hope something on here will inspire you to want to pull out your particular hobby or interest and see what you can create. Today is Saturday, September 14th. I cannot believe we're almost the middle of September already. I got my hair cut yesterday, and my appointment is going to be in October. It's like, geez, I can't believe I have something planned in October, which doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but October, I mean, that's like almost the end of the year. And if you're new here, you're probably like, wow, this girl is like a rocket scientist. Wow. Some of the things that are flowing from her mouth are just awe-inspiring. Anywho, you won't get any rocket science here, no. This is take 2 because the first take was really bad. And I was going to go with it because I thought, well, heck, I mean, nothing happened when I did such a horrendous job filming my little tour last video. And I thought I survived that. But then my phone completely shut off before I was done. And so, anyway, we're going to take 2. So hopefully I say what I'm supposed to say and not pretend or not think that I've already said it just because I have already said it in the first take. Okay. So anyway, welcome to my home. I appreciate all that come and visit me and leave such sweet comments. We have a wonderful community, and you guys cheer me up more than you know. So there hasn't been a ton of stitching as far as cross stitch. There has been a lot of creating, some for me and some for possibly you if you want to participate in my sale on Instagram. I think it's going to be around noon that the stuff starts to post. So there was other things that I was hoping to get into the sale, but I've just kind of run out of time. And I thought, there's next week or 2. I'm hoping to do a sale every 2 weeks at least. So I thank everybody who purchased something from me. Blessed my heart, and I hope you're thoroughly happy with what you got. I sure hope you are. A few people have commented saying that they got their things. I haven't taken the time to check all the tracking numbers to see if everything got there. I'm assuming I haven't heard that you didn't get it. So everything has been sent out. So if you haven't gotten it, then touch back with me and we'll look up some numbers or whatever. But hopefully everything got there to you safe and sound. So thanks again. I appreciate that. Okay, so I do have, I started a couple little tiny things and finished them and fully finished them. I finished my drum, and I did a little bit of whip stitching, and I did a little bit of quilting, some piecing, and made a bunch of strawberries and stuff. I'll try to leave my sale items all the way to the end, so if you're not interested, you don't have to endure the torture of it. You can just go on to the next one. But it's been fun creating things over here. My friend Loretta said last night, I've got my friend back. And so I haven't really felt too inspired for at least a year. So it feels good to kind of be back in the swing of things. So anywho, all right, so let's get on to the finish, because that's the fun part. I've come to the conclusion that I'm all about the little things at the moment, the little things that you put in with your stitching, because I have a lot of framed pieces around my house. Some are on the wall. I've gotten to the point where now I don't have enough wall space, so now I even put them on my end tables and behind my couch. I put it on the ironing board that's behind my couch and on my dining room table, because we never use the dining room table. I even have framed stuff on my island. So, I mean, it's just, they're going everywhere. So, but even that I'm kind of full up. So I've decided that now I need all the little accoutrements, you know, the little things that will go with those pieces and really make a nice vignette. So, this is what I came up with the other night. So I made, let's see, since this is take two, everything's kind of moved around a little bit because I took it all apart. But anyway, I finished my drum, and I made a little pillow and an additional little strawberry. Those were starts from since last video, and I was able to finish the stitching on my drum and make it into a drum. So I have another tray that I am planning on using these items on, but it's down in the basement and I haven't brought it upstairs yet. I love swans. I have them all through my house. And so I've got a wooden one that's a tray, and the base looks like a body of a swan, and then it has a piece that's like the head and the neck that comes up, and it kind of looks like the swan is like laying down or whatever. And I've loved it. I got it at the thrift store, and I've loved it, but I've never really known how to style it, which is kind of weird for me, because usually I can throw enough junk on something to make it to where I like it. But anyway, it's been down in my old craft room, and I had like stitching stuff on there. I had like extra needles, and I had a frog with scissors, and so I mean, I had it styled, but I don't think it's anything like what it'll be with this thing. So I'm excited. I've looked at Pinterest and found a bunch of other things that I want to do. So I did my little drum. I watched the tutorial that Vanna just did. Excuse me. Of course, I had Dr. Pepper, so now I'm burping. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I watched Vanna and made my drum. And so I was happy with the bottom. I feel like I did the exact right size circle. However, when I did the top, I did it. It's too big. It's not an even, but I'm pretty sure it's good enough for me to live with it. We'll see. I doubt it though. I think it's good. This is a drum by Jeanette Douglas, I believe. Something Quaker. I showed the cover of it in my last video, so if you're really curious, you could either look there or just message me in the comments, and I'll try to. The chart is in there in the other room, and my dogs are actually being good right at my feet, so I don't want to stir them all up. So anyway, and I needed some height on my tray, so I had this little candlestick from a kit that I got with my Happy Birthday America, and I haven't used it for that, so it just seemed like it was just the perfect shade. I didn't have to paint it. Woo! So we did that, and then I looked in my book from Blackbird, In Friendship's Way, and because I knew there was some strawberries in there, And I thought, oh, I'll make some strawberries to go with the drum. And so I did. I did Emily's strawberry. Where are you, Emily Strawberry? Well, for crying out loud. Hold, please. There she is. Okay, so I did that. And then I also, they have, you know, alphabets so that you can customize the strawberries. So I just stitched up the sample alphabet and did it in a pillow. Just for something just to throw in. I don't want it to necessarily be the star of the show. It's just going to add to the whole little design. And then I did the little strawberry. And I cut it a little bit smaller. I didn't use the template. I just kind of was winging it because I've been making a lot of strawberries recently. So it's taken some of the fear out of, oh, what if I cut it wrong or whatever. Just cut it. So anyway, so I made the little strawberry. I'm hoping to make a few more. And I have this other strawberry. And for the life of me, I can't remember what that one was either. But I'll try to, I won't link them because I don't know how to do that. But I will try to include that information in the drop-down box. But anyway, so there it is. And I have more ideas of things. Oh, my drum's crooked. I have more ideas of things that I want to create. And then I'm going to put them on that swan. And it's going to go in my stitching corner. And I'm just going to try to add and add and add and add and add. Make it pretty. So, but even, oh, sorry. Bella moved, you guys. So anyway, but that's going to be my goal, is to try to do a bunch of little things and just be able to make them for different projects that I have, different pictures. And that way, every picture that I put out on a table or whatever will have some fun things that can group around it. Okay, so that was my start and finish. I also worked on Seasons of the Heart by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. And so I hadn't done any of the border along the bottom, and then I did the green leaves at the side. So now I just have to do like the moon and the owl in the center there. I have to do the door, and I have to do some acorns. So this should be a finish by next video. That's going to be a goal. And so that was pretty much all of my stitching. We've done some remodeling at the house. I don't know if I talked about it last video or not, but we painted my laundry room that's right off of my craft room. And so we did the painting, and so Larry just has to put my shelves up, and we can put all my knickknacks and stuff back up there. I have all my washboards washed, the baskets washed, and I have an old top to a ringer washer. It has some really pretty graphics on it. So anyway, that's going to go up on the wall. And I've decided in there is going to be where I put all my patriotic stuff when it's not patriotic season. And so I put all those things up on the wall. And anyway, so I'm excited about that. So that's been taking a little bit of my time. last week, because I was trying to get all that stuff washed up and all of that. So I went to the thrift store the other day and I found this really pretty tablecloth that had embroidery on it. And it's kind of like a stylized or a fancy Sunbonnet Sue. It's just not showing up near as pretty as it is. It's such a beautiful blue. And so they have the girl in each corner of the tablecloth, and then in between they have this black blanket stitch with this rose. Oh, so pretty. So I have a huge basket that sits up on the top shelf, and so I think I'm going to have that coming out of the one corner. I was toying with putting it on the shelf and letting it, hang down, but the shelf that I'm using is old wood that we had outside, and so I don't want to get it all stained up, so I'll just have it coming out of a pretty basket, and I think that'll look good. So that's been taking up some of my time. And then I've been going to the thrift store almost every day. This new job of creating things has been fun, because now I have to go and find things, So, and the main goal is, because it seems like one of the most popular things that I had done was to make the pincushion out of the milk glass. And so I had run out, so I have to go there, and I've found, I think, 2 this week. But then I found some other stuff, and so we're trying different stuff. We'll see what happens. But made some strawberries, and I did a little bit of piecing for quilting. I had sold a couple of my stitching mats that I made for my last sale. I still have a couple left that are like a sunflower theme. But I had this teal fabric that I thought was so pretty. And so I thought I would make a stitching mat set with this. So I forget. It's a popular name fabric, this one. So, and then I have a couple little ideas for like a pin cushion to go with it. And then I bought some new charms and stuff to make scissor fob to go with it. So I'm excited about those. That was fun to work on. But then when I was doing some stitching on my machine last night, my bobbin, something got wrapped around my bobbin, some thread did, and got it all kind of jacked up. And so I took it all apart and cleaned it out and put it back in, and it sews, but my bottom tension's now all off. So now I gotta figure out what's going on with that. So hopefully that won't be a major production. It's not a good sign when it says stop for emergency, or stop for, what did it say? Stop for, anyway, it was like a danger type of prompt on the screen. I'm like, oh, that's not good. And in the past I would be like, oh, just turn it off and wait till Larry gets home. But the adult me actually took it apart and cleaned it all out, re-threaded it, and it works, but it's not working great. So I gotta fiddle around with it. But it was the end of the day, and I thought, okay, time to cook dinner. So anyway, okay, so we talked about my finishes, we talked about my starts, we talked about the whips, talked about a little bit of quilting that I did. It was fun to piece again. I hadn't done that in a while. So that pretty much sums up my normal floss tube stuff. Like I said, I'm hoping to do some sales on Instagram, which is Lisa Abby 9137. And I will kind of go over some of the things that I created, just because it's things that I created over the last 2 weeks, so you don't think I've just been a complete slob. But if you're not interested in that stuff, I understand. And if you want to move on to the next floss tube. Oh, it was so much fun. I was watching, or I came into my craft room after dinner last night and was going to try to get a few more things caught up because time was getting away from me. And I saw that Periwinkle Stitcher had another one up. So I'm like, oh, it was like an hour and a half, which, you know, that's right up my alley. I don't care. But I'm like, oh, I won't want to do anything after that. So I thought, just let it play in the background, you know, and try to get your things finished. And then you can watch it again, which you always do anyway, and you can really focus on looking at all the details. And she said the sweetest thing, shout out for me, and it just made my day. So thanks, Sean. We have a wonderful community that always cheers each other up, and I just think it's a great thing that I can have a friend in the other part of the world, and who would have thought that would be possible? So floss tube's a wonderful thing. So get hooked up with somebody. Well, that's no. That doesn't sound right. Take two. So make connections is what I'm basically saying, and make friends. And all you have to do is put a little bit of effort into it, and people are right there. So wonderful community. Oh, and I also had Mrs. Flossie, who purchased one of my pin cushions. She had left a comment saying, hey, if you have any more of that milk glass, I'd be interested in one. So anyway, I sent hers off, and she said that she is going to be doing a retreat in Arizona. So if anybody is out that way, it's going to be next year, I think in October or September. I think it's going to be in September next year. And the registration is going to be in a couple of weeks in October. Sorry, I can see I'm going to start coughing here. So anyway, she asked if I could mention that, and I said, sure. So if you're interested, you can watch her floss tube, Mrs. Flossie. And I think her website is Miss Flossie Stitch, I believe, .com. But anyway, if you watch her YouTube, I'm sure she'll be talking about it. So I haven't gotten to see her last episode. So anyhow, so go check that out. That sounds fun. There'll be a shuttle to the attic. Well, what a dream. I've never flown, so, you know, I'm sure not going to drive out there, so I'll have to watch the videos. Okay, so in my sale today, I think I have like 15 or 17 things or something like that. I was hoping to get more things done, but I just didn't get that many things done this time. But in the next one, I'm hoping to have them every 2 weeks. In the next one, I'm hoping to do handmade things, but then also have a section that's just things that sometimes I find at my thrift store, and I have comment after comment saying, oh, I just wish I had somebody, or I had a store like that near me. And we don't have anything like that, or we can't get anything like that kind of a deal where I'm at. And so, because sometimes it takes a while to make these things. I mean, I'm getting faster and faster at it, but I mean, it takes some time. And some people just like the process of doing it themselves. So I thought I'm going to try to offer some of the things that I feel like will add to your stitching vignettes. People are always very kind about saying, oh, you have a great eye for what to put together or whatever. And so, like in my hutch and things like that, I love to put little salt shakers together just as something to add to the main item. I mean, of course, it's not the main thing you want people to look at, but it's just something that will add to it. So I have a bunch of salt shakers, and well, and pepper, but anyway, I have a bunch of those. I have some salt cellars that people make little wool push pin cushions out of. And people say I have a hard time finding them. Well, I find them almost every time I go. So it's very common to find doilies at my thrift store. And so, and I mean, I believe they're handmade. They appear to be just like what my grandmother would have made. And so there's also a lot of embroidery at my thrift store. This one has tomatoes on it. So I'm hoping to have a section like that, so that if you don't have a thrift store by you, or they don't have this kind of stuff, that it will be an outlet for you to find some of the goodies. So now, whether that takes off or not, I have no idea. And so I didn't go hog wild on buying a whole lot of things, more than what I think I can personally use. We'll just kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. So that's going to be in the next sale in a couple of weeks. And I don't know if I get, it's hard to make decisions, you know, like what color would people like, or, you know, would this be the fabric they would choose or whatever. And so it's kind of, it's getting easier to make those decisions, but we'll see how often I can pull these sales off. I did make some more strawberries. Let's see. And of course, it's gonna come with a little spool and some buttons and the little dish. I thought this dish was so pretty. It's but anyway, I made little strawberries, and so I have a couple sets of those, and then I have a couple more of the dishes. I found this little container. I know it's not, I don't think it's milk glass. I'm not even sure exactly what it's considered. I haven't really done much research onto it, but I still have to hook my butt, or glue my button in place. But I just hung some little buttons, and instead of just doing one strawberry, I did a couple. So that was kind of fun. I enjoyed the way that turned out. Let me reach a few more things. Okay. And then I had run across this little tiny, I don't even know what it is, whether it was some kind of liqueur. I mean, it's tiny. It's not even, you know, like half of a shot glass. But anyway, so and I had this little tray, and I was trying to, I had a vision. It didn't come out exactly like what I had envisioned. My strawberries were a little bit too small, but this is just French General fabric. Well, this one isn't, but these other ones are just French General fabric. And I did some strawberries, some stitching on them. And then I put a couple spools and buttons on it. So this will be in the sale today. Turned out, I think, cute, but I wish my strawberries had been a little bit bigger. And then I ran across this cup and saucer. And so I made a little pincushion out of that. That'll be in the sale today. And I did this one. This is out of like a very dark tulle fabric. Anyway, so it's been fun creating some things. I hope people enjoy them. That pretty much sums up, I think pretty much sums up everything that I wanted to kind of go over. I don't know, since it's take two, maybe I said it in the first video and I didn't say it here, but I appreciate everybody who watches and stops by, and it's fun to have so many wonderful friends. So I thank you for stopping by. I hope you are creating all the things that are making you happy. I'll try to remember to put a couple of the information things that I didn't have right close at hand. I'll try to remember to put those down in the description here in a little bit. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time.